Deep Nose raises $25.7 million for AI that uses CCTV to build retail analytics. Amazon and others have raised awareness of how the in-store shopping experience can be sped up and into the future using computer vision to let a person pay for and take away items without ever interacting with a cashier, human or otherwise. Today, a startup is announcing funding for its own take on how to use AI-based video detection, get more insights out of the retail experience. DeepNose, which has built an analytics platform that builds insight for retailers based on the videos from the CCTV and other cameras that those retailers already use, it is today announcing that it has raised $25.7 million in funding, a Series A round that it plans to use to continue expanding its platform. DeepNose's AI currently measures such parameters as daily entries and exits, occupancy, query times, conversions that heat maps, a list and product roadmap that it's planning to continue growing with this latest investment. It says that using cameras to build its insights is more accurate and scalable than current solutions that include devices like beacons, RFID tags, mobile networks, smartphone tracking, and shopping data. A typical installation takes a weekend to do. The funding is being led by London VC Kaleros Investments, Barker to self-driving startup Phantom AI, among others, with participation also from Engage, AI Risk Capital, and others. A startup is not disclosing its valuation, and previously DeepNose has not disclosed how much it has raised. Previously known as VMAXX, a Bay Area-based startup. According to CEO and co-founder Rohan Sanir, currently is used by customers in the US and Europe. It does not disclose customer names, but Sanir said the list includes shopping centers, retailers, commercial real estate businesses, and transportation hubs. There are a number of retail analytics plays on the market today, but up to now the vast majority of them have been based on using other kinds of non-visual and non-video data to build their pictures of how a business is working, including logs of sales, card payments, Insta beacons, in-store Wi-Fi, and smartphone usage. This list is, indeed, extensive and already provides a startling amount of data on the average shopper, but it has its drawbacks. Some people don't use in-store Wi-Fi. Beacons are not as ubiquitous as CCTV. Certain shopping data is a false positive in the sense that if you don't buy anything, it's harder to track why not and where everything went wrong in getting you to shop. And perhaps more importantly, you can't see how shoppers are behaving, where they are working and walking. The data collected by these other means is only 30 to 60% accurate and then extrapolated. Sanil notes in a blog post, and that is not the only challenge. The other is the enormous cost of the technology along with the software, which requires a team of programmers to get anything beyond stock analysis, plus being locked into a single vendor. Video systems make a lot more sense, he adds, and so does using those that are already installed in retailers' locations. The customers we see have no interest in developing and paying for additional infrastructure when the average store has several cameras already, and the typical big box store has dozens, dozens. Making our vision work means quantifying what a camera can see and seeing through the cameras already in use. The company typically integrates with 60 to 70% of the company's installed cameras to run its analytics. It's that it's the differentiation that has attracted investors. Deepnose's platform allow retailers to gain real-time insights on data points that were unattainable in the physical world by liberalizing extending video footage to understanding activity and behavior. Operators can now make informed decisions with the help of their pres- 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 prescriptive prescriptive analytics engine, said Azam, merchant of Carreras Investments, in your statement. CCTV has had a problematic profile in the world of data privacy, where people pinpoint it as enemy number one in our rapidly expanding surveillance, surveillance economy, and have ironically pointed out that it rarely is fit for the purpose it was originally set out to serve, which is deterring and in identifying shoplifters. It's notable to me that Dipnos doesn't actually ever use the term CCTV. Customers use a variety of terms for their cameras, including CCTV, camera network, and loss prevention cameras, so we've chosen to use a broader term that encompasses them. As a spokesperson said, whatever you choose to call them, if a retailer has already made the leap into having these cameras installed, using them for analytics gives that business another way of getting a better return to investment. Saniel says that in any case, its platform is respectful of privacy. Deepnose is not able to ascertain the identity of any individual captured via in-store footage. He said, "We have no capability to link their metadata to any single individual." Further, Deepnose does not capture personally identifiable information P2 and was developed to govern and preserve the integrity of each individual by the highest possible standards of anonymization. Deepnose does not retain any P2 whatsoever, and only stores the derived metadata that produces metrics such as number of entires, number of exits, etc. etc. Deepnose strives to stay compliant with all existing privacy policies, including GDPR and the California Consumer Privacy Act. It has operations in Europe where it would need to comply with GDPR. Still, Deepnose's combination of vision, computer vision with retrieve technology is a signal of our big trend. Many providers of security cameras have started to incorporate retrieval analytics into their wider offering, and those that are concentrating on checkout, like Amazon, but also startups like Trigo, and likely also to consider this area to longer term as retailers, but also their IT providers look to get more intelligence about how their businesses and are working in a better for better margins. We are likely to see even more players in this space. For Deepnose, that might mean also expanding it into a wider set of products that not only are able to generate insights into how people shop, but then use those to build recommendations into how stores are laid out, or prompts to shoppers for what they might consider next as they browse.